Okay, Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, this is Great Millstone Charlotte. All right, I'm the brother ICR.
Brother Sakalah.
All right, and before we get started, we'll give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. And salutation to all you Akim out there that's pushing this word with all righteousness and sincerity. Shalom to you Akim.
Shalom.
Shalom. All right. So, hey, we're back with another lesson. Basically, you know, I'm titled this lesson, Recompense is necessary, man. You know, because when you read the scriptures, all right, and you understand the spirit of the Lord, all right, we know that the Lord is coming back to reap vengeance, all right, for himself, all right, for his nation, which is the nation of Israel, which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, okay, all right, and to avenge of the wickedness that's been done on in this earth, man, you know. So with that, we want to get straight into the scriptures, man, all right.
This is Exodus 15:3. It says, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, is a man of war.
All right. The Lord, the scriptures tell you that the Lord is a man of war. All right. Just like they say in the world, like father, like son.
That's right.
All right. So Yahweh is a man of war, just like Yahweh Shai is a man of war.
That's right.
All right. And that's the spirit that's in the earth because we at the end, man. All right. And as you see, the tension with these world superpowers, all right, it's going to lead to the final world's war, all right, which is going to be the end all be all of all wars, man.
That's right.
Right? Because we're living in a time where the transition of power is being placed to Israel, all right, and Yahweh Shai, okay, he's coming to conquer these nations' governments, man. All right, the nation of Israel would be the new ruling power, the new ruling elite power over the earth in all eternity, man.
That's right.
All right. And we have to brace ourselves, okay, so to speak, for the righteous indignation of the Lord, man. All right, because there's some trying and trying times that's coming upon the nation of Israel. All right. So as we just read, the scriptures said that the Lord is a man of war. All right. Can I get Revelation 6, verse 2?
This is Revelation 6:2. It says, and I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him.
Right. And that white horse represents the chariots, man. All right. Pure power. Okay. Because the Lord is coming back with a pure angelic force, man. All right. And your elites, the elites of this society, all right, your Rothschilds, your Rockefellers, all right, your so-called satanic royal bloodlines and all of that shit, all right, they know what's to come, man. They know what's coming.
That's right.
All right. Keep going.
And him, Salakia, and he went forth conquering and to conquer.
And he went forth conquering and to conquer, man. All right. Yahweh Shai is coming to devour, to destroy, all right, these nations' armies, man. All right. Because the scriptures talk about how these nations are preparing themselves to go to war with the Most High and his angels, man. All right. So this is prophecy here. All right. And you got something?
Yeah, I had a precept for that. This is Revelation 19th chapter.
Yep.
Going into what the brother was saying about what the scriptures were saying about the crowns, you know, or about the crown that he had. This goes further into detail on it. This is Revelation 19, and I'll start at 11 and I'll read down to 13, 14. Revelation 19:11, it says, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war. It's the same point that was being made before, that the Lord, Yahweh Shai, is a man of war.
Yep.
So it says he doth judge and make war. Verse 12, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns.
Right. Scriptures say on his head there were many crowns, man. All right. And that represents the defeat, all right, of these different world leaders, man. All right. Because the Lord is coming to conquer, like I said, the Lord is coming to conquer all these different nations' governments, man. All right. The nation of Israel will be be established over this earth, man. All right. This is once the nation of Israel is established, no other nation is going to rule on this earth ever again, man.
That's right.
All right. This is the last hoorah for Esau, man.
That's right.
This is it, man.
That's right.
You know,
That's right. Yeah. I can continue on.
Yeah.
You were speaking about the. I'm gonna go up to verse. I'm gonna go down to verse 19 in Revelation 19:19, because this is speaking also about the kings of the earth, so on and so forth, and the armies is gonna be gathered, because at this time the armies are gonna be fighting each other. We know that's in the scriptures is Armageddon. There's gonna be a world's war, but something's gonna happen when the armies of the world see Yahweh Shai and the angels come back. This is Revelation 19:19. It says, "And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth, and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army." So once again it says, "And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies." That's all the nations gathered together to make war, it says, against him that sat on the horse. We know that's Yahweh Shai, on the chariots with the angels. And there will be an innumerable amount of angels on chariots. So it says, and they're going to fight against Yahweh Shai. Of course, we know they're going to lose. But the fact that they would even have the audacity to stand up against Yahweh Shai and fight him coming back, it tells you something. That they know what's going on. All these things they got up in the atmosphere and in the universe, they're trying to prepare for Yahweh Shai coming back.
That's it.
That's what it is. So I'll let you continue on.
Hey, let me get 2nd Ezra 13, because that ties into that point. Of that great multitude that was gathered to fight against them. So you can just read. You can start at the top.
2nd Ezra 13, start at the top.
Yep.
All right. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 13. It says, we'll start at 1. "And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof." Verse 3, "And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven."
Right, and that's Yahweh Shai and the host of angels. Keep going.
"And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him." Verse 4, "And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire."
Right, so that's going into the laser beams, man. All right, and they showed you that in that movie Independence Day. All right, when the chariot came over that building and dropped that laser beam and turned them all to dust. All right, that's basically where Hollywood got that from, man. All right, and to prove that point, hold that, because we're gonna come back to that. Get Isaiah 30:30. All right, because the scriptures say, "Whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice." All right. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 30:30. It says, "And the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, shall cause his glorious voice to be heard, and shall show the lightning down of his arm, with the indignation of his anger."
Right, so it said it should show the lightning come down from his arm as the indignation of his anger, man. That's that concentrated laser beam that was coming out of them ships, man. All right, as they showed you, what's the movie with Tom Cruise? I forgot. Forgot the name of it, man. But they showed you how when them beams were hitting the people, man, the people were evaporating in the dust, man. All right, that's what the Lord is getting ready to come bring on this earth, man. All right, is there any more on that? Is that it?
Yeah, it says, "With the indignation of his anger, and with the flame of a devouring fire."
With the flame of a devouring fire, man. All right, that concentrated energy that the Lord is getting ready to beam down on the people, man. That's judgment, man. This is going to come. You don't got to believe this or not, man.
That's right.
All right? This is prophecy. Jump back in that 2nd Ezra. So we'll finish out verse 6.
All right. This is 2nd Ezra 13, and I continue on at verse 6. It says, "But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself."
Shalakia, verse 5.
Verse 5. 2nd Ezra 13:5. "And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea."
Right. To subdue the men that came out of the sea, man. All right. Because them chariots is going to break that atmosphere, man. All right. And they're going to come in and they're going to rage war on the earth, man. And it said that the multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea, man. So as the brother was bringing out earlier, right, these nations are going to be going to war with each other, but when the angels of the Lord, the host of angels of the Lord show up, they're going to stop fighting each other to fight the Most High and his angels, man. Yahweh Shai and the angels. All right? We're reading this.
Con.
All right? Keep going out.
Verse 6, second Esdras 13 and 6, it says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain.
Right. That great mountain represents that massive chariot, man. Go ahead.
And flew up upon it. Verse 7, but I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not.
Right. So Esdras was saying that this chariot was so huge, he couldn't see where, like, he called it a mountain, man. He couldn't see where this chariot was, where it came from, man. It was so large, man. All right. Let's finish out at verse 11.
Okay, verse 8, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight.
Right. So the Lord's going to put the spirit on these nations' armies to fight the Lord regardless, man. You know, this is the prophecy. Go ahead.
Verse 9, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war.
Keep going.
Verse 10, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth.
There we go again. It said that he sent out of his mouth. Go ahead.
As it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests.
Keep going. This is the point right here.
Verse 11, and they were all mixed together.
All right. So the fire, all right, the sparks and tempests, the flaming breath, scriptures say they were all mixed together, man. That's that concentrated fire of them laser beams coming out of those ships, man. This is what's being described in this verse. Keep going.
The flaming breath and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight.
Right. So they showed you that in the movie. That concentrated energy fell on the multitude that was prepared to fight the Lord, man. All right. And what did it do? Keep going.
It says, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived.
Right. So what Esdras is saying, he saw an innumerable multitude, but after that laser beam hit him, he said that there was no thing to be perceived, so he couldn't see him anymore. The Lord got rid of him that quick. Go ahead.
But only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid.
Right. So this was a scary vision, man. Ezra saw this, man. All right. He saw the great multitude, which was these world armies, get instantly destroyed, man. All right. This is the end game for these nations, man. All right. We're reading it to you. We're reading the prophecies to you. All right. Drop that. Give me Zephaniah 3, chapter 3, verse 8. All right. Because we know, according to Matthew 10 and 34, that Yahweh Shai is a man of war, man. And that's the point that we're stressing in this lesson, all right? That the recompense is necessary, man, all right? We're living in a time of vengeance of the Lord, man.
That's right.
Of who you ignorantly call God and Jesus Christ, man. Go ahead.
That's right. This is Zephaniah 3 and 8. It says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
Right. Scripture say all the earth is going to be devoured with the fire of the Lord's jealousy, man. It says, and he said, therefore wait upon me, man. All right. Talking to you Israelites, man. All right. The Lord is getting ready to vindicate us, man. All right. Starting with the elect, man. He's going to gather these nations together for this last world war. All right. The end all be all wars, man. All right. He's going to gather these nations together to destroy them for what they did to the apple of his eye, man. You know? Any more on that?
No, but I got a precept.
Go ahead.
This is a precept to continue on that point. This is in the book of 2 Thessalonians, the 1st chapter, the 6th verse. It says, seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
Right. It is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble us, man. All right. That's why we titled this lesson that recompense is necessary, man.
That's right.
All right. The Lord is going to avenge. The Lord is going to avenge the nation of Israel, man. All right. When you read Psalms 83, man, you learn about that the nations took a crafty counsel to destroy the nation of Israel, man.
That's right.
All right. These nations, all right, outside of Israel are our enemies, man. All right. And the Lord just said that is a righteous thing to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you, man. All right? And we read in Zephaniah 3 and 8, the Lord said, Yahweh Shem Yahshua said, therefore wait upon me, man. He's going to gather these nations to destroy them, man.
That's right.
All right? This is biblical prophecy. Okay? Any more on that?
Oh, that was it.
Give me Joel 3 and 2. All right? Because this is it, man. All right? The Lord is getting ready to make it rain on you hoes, man.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. That's right.
That's just the truth,
This
man.
is what it is.
Yeah, Joel chapter 3, verse 2.
All right, no, so
Come on. Let's see if I can pull it up, too.
I got it. Okay. Okay. All right. All right, I got it.
Okay, come on.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 2.
Come on.
It says, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Right. The Lord is going to bring these nations down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. In the Hebrew, Yahweh Shaphat, all right, which means Yahweh judges, okay? Because this is where the Lord is going to judge these nations for what they've done to Israel, man, all right? This is that region in the so-called Middle East where the Lord is getting ready to gather these nations to destroy them, man. Go ahead.
And will plead with them there for my people.
Right. The Lord said he was going to plead with them for his people, man. All right. He's going to require the recompense for his people, man. Go ahead.
And for mine heritage, Israel.
For my heritage, Israel, man. All right. And this is proof, man, that the Lord is righteous, man.
God.
All right. Because all the shit that he put our people through, man, you know, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, slavery, torture, genocide, you know, destruction.
That's right.
Losing our homeland, you know, our homeland being destroyed, us being sold to the heathens, so on and so forth, man. But the Lord is going to avenge us, man. All right. Just like how he brought these things upon us, but he's going to avenge us for what these nations did to us, man. The Lord is a complete balance, man.
That's right.
You know, any more?
Khan, whom they have scattered, Salakia, among the nations, and parted my land.
Right. These heathen has scattered the nation of Israel amongst the nations, man, through via slavery. All right. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, man, you were sold to the four corners of the earth. All right. What else did it say? Oh, it said cast lots for my land, man. All right. And then and what do you got today? You got the so-called Jew, the Amalekite, the Khazar. All right. And then you have the Palestinians over there. All right. That's fighting over the Holy Land. And neither one of them belong in that land, man.
That's right.
And that's why the Lord is going to nuke that land of Palestine, the so-called land of Israel, all right, off the face of the map, man.
That's right.
All right, because they don't belong in that land, man.
Khan.
You know?
Khan. Didn't the Lord say a bastard dwells in Ashdod?
Khan.
Khan, that tells you. Those can't be the real Jews. It's not possible.
Not possible.
There you go.
Let me get Isaiah 34 and start at the top. Because the Lord is going to destroy these nations' armies, man. All right? That recompense is necessary. Okay? All right, this is prophecy. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 34:1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it.
Right, so come hear this, you nations. Go ahead.
For the indignation of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, is upon all nations.
Read it again.
For the indignation of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, is upon all nations.
Right, the righteous indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, man. Go ahead.
And his fury upon all their armies.
And his fury upon all their armies, man. Okay? So that's proof that the Lord is going to destroy these nations' armies, man. All right? This is prophecy. Go ahead. And you got anything to add right in, brother?
Okay. I'm going to continue on.
Yep.
And he hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Let me continue.
Yeah, keep reading. Read down to verse 8.
Verse 3. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcass, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood.
Right. The scriptures say that the mountains shall be melted with their blood. The mountains represent these other nations' governments, man. These other countries, man. It said that the mountains shall be melted with blood. All right. How do you melt something, man? That's extreme heat, man. All right. The Lord is. That's why you got war on the horizon, man. All right. ICBM nuclear missiles is going to be the end game of America in different parts of the globe, man.
That's right.
All right. He said he was going to melt the nations, man. All right. Keep going.
Verse 4, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved.
All the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved. Keep going.
And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll.
Right, and the scriptures tell you that the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. All right, and that represents when the nuclear missiles hit, the mushroom cloud that comes behind that, man. All right, the prophet Isaiah described it as a scroll, man.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off of the vine.
Kind of hold that. Hold that. We're gonna jump back to that. Get Revelation 6. Okay. And read 12 through 14, just to harp on the fact that all the heavens, all right, shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be folded together as a scroll. All right, just to add a precept to that.
Okay. Read 12 down.
Yeah. Revelation 6, verses 12 through 14.
All right. This Revelation 6 and 12. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood.
Yep.
And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs.
Right, and that's the nuclear missiles. Keep going.
When she is shaken of a mighty wind. Verse 14. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together.
Right, so it was mentioned again. The heavens departed as a scroll. That's those mushroom clouds, man. All right? That's that nuclear fallout, you know? Brothers can go online and look at that, man. It's plenty of information going into that, man.
That's right.
All right. Hey, when the Lord put the spirit on these world leaders to drop these missiles, man. All right, that's gonna be a calamity that the world has never seen, man. You know. Anymore. That was it, right?
That was it for
that. Give me Joel 3 and 9. All right. Okay. We ended off with that.
Okay.
You know, because that's the point, man. All right. We're living in a time of war, a time of division. Okay. Trump has this society, this country divided. All right. These different nations hate America. All right. And it is all being put out there on the forefront, man. All right. In due time, all of this shit is about to blow up, man.
That's right.
You know.
That's right. At the end, this is Joel 3 and 9.
Yep.
This is the book of Joel.
Read down to 14.
3 verse 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war.
Prepare war, man. That's the spirit. Keep going.
Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near.
Yep.
Let them come up. Verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords. And your pruning hooks into spears.
That's right.
Let the weak say, I am strong.
Let the weak say, I am strong, man. All right. You know, these so-called weaker nations, they have power just like America, man. That's why North Korea doesn't give a fuck, man.
Yeah.
North Korea is ready, man.
That's right.
You know, these other nations are no longer going to be intimidated by America, man. That's why the scriptures say, let the weak say that I'm strong, man. Because these smaller, less insignificant countries, if you will, all right, they got power too now. You know,
there's about now America's not the only one, because America's the only one who's used atomic energy on that level, but they're not the only ones who have the capabilities anymore, like they did back in the 1950s, 60s, or whatever, 40s and 50s. Now you got like at least 13 nations that they know of that have the same capabilities.
And that's why all these different sanctions is getting kicked out by America.
That's right.
Because they want to stop people from having access to these nuclear weapons and so forth.
Nuclear proliferation. That's right.
Right.
Because they know, you know, like if they got this ability, then it gives them it also gives them a different amount of power when they sit down at these G20 summits and so on and so forth. These nations that have the same capabilities. Now they have to deal with them in a certain manner.
Right. So America's not the big bully no more, man.
No.
You know?
No.
Go ahead.
Verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord, O power. Excuse me. Verse 12. Let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I set to judge all the heathen round about.
Right. So that's where the Lord is going to perform his judgment, man. All right. This is the gathering of the troops for World War III, man. Go ahead.
Verse 13. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. the fats overflow.
Yep.
For their wickedness is great. Verse 14, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, is near in the valley of decision.
Right. So, and that's what's to come, man. All right. That's this is it, man. All right. World War III. All right. The gathering of the nations. All right. In the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. You know. So, hey, you know, brothers got to be in the spirit, man. You know, this is the time we're living in, man. You know, war on the horizon. All right. You know, it's going to get to a point, all right, where, you know, what we got now? We got Russia dropped the dollar. China just dropped the dollar. Okay. Nobody wants to use the petrodollar as far as negotiating and trading anymore.
Nope.
All right. Which is going to affect the economy, which is affecting the economy now. All right. Because they're perpetrating as this economy is doing well, and it's not, man. All right. And war is a racket.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And they're going to need this war for money, man. So we know this is a come, man. And we know that this economy is going to crash soon, all right? Because not only is it going to be a world war, but it's going to be a civil war within this country, America, and part of the globes too, man. All right? You know, you're going to have race wars, civil wars, class wars.
That's right.
All right? It's going to be all types of shit, but that's the spirit of the Lord. That's the spirit of the Lord that he's put in the earth, man. You know? You got anything you want to add?
I was going to say one last thing. Let's just add to what the brother is saying. This is the understanding that we should have. Knowing all these things that are come. It says, this is in Psalms 37. It's just something real quick I was going to throw out there. It's Psalms 37 and 28. It says, for the Lord, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, loveth judgment and forsaketh not his saints. So the mindset that we got to be in is we know this is coming because the first script we read was the Lord is a man of war. And he loveth judgment. So this is just judgment for all that has been done. This is just judgment for all the unrighteousness that has been done. So on and so forth. You know, from the beginning to the end, from Egypt into this new Egypt. And it says, and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever. So the Lord hasn't forsaken his saints. That's the nation of Israel. Right now, that's the elect of the nation of Israel. On this side, he has not forsaken the elect. So all the hopeful elect, that's the mind frame we got to be in. Is we know that the Lord is bringing hell and judgment to this earth, but we got to have faith unto the end that he hasn't forsaken us. We know he hasn't forsaken us, and we know we're going to be preserved out of this. We have faith. That's right. You know that we'll be preserved. That's right. That's all I have, brother.
Hey, well, look, I hope that lesson was edifying to you, Akim, out there. All right, before we close out, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to our elders and apostles, a great millstone who taught us this truth. Salutation to all you Akim out there that's pushing. Shalom.
Shalom.